gets it done. He's a leader.
Yeah.
He really is. He gets it done. You got a lot of tech people, and you have people that are good with tech, but he gets it done. And then you have other guys that are able to get it done. You know, they could just get it done.
He's not saying anything. Trump does not know words. Like, Trump's vocabulary is getting worse as he gets older, which is a symptom of getting older. For everybody to be all on Biden and his age, Biden was aging terribly, yes, like, of course. But we can't sit here and act like Trump's age isn't showing.
You know what I'm saying? Drop a like, leave a comment, let me know you're in here. We finna have fun tonight.
We finna get to some more nonsense. Trump and Elon sat down with Sean Hannity, and from the clips I've seen, this is absolutely embarrassing. Like, I can't even believe we're a real country. It feels like a fucking a comedy skit at this point, what's happening. And to think that the president of the United States, the most powerful country in the world superpower, can't do anything without Elon next to him. And when he's next to him, he's speaking 80% of the time. Elon is doing most of the speaking when Jim and Trump is in the room. And it's just like, when did this drop? I know I'm super late on it, but the 18th, and today's the 21st. I'm late, but I got to it. Let's just see what the fuck Elon and Trump got to say, because I just can't believe we're at the point. Like, this is so weak. You see Trump pulling out chairs for other foreign leaders. Trump can't do an interview and Elon has to speak for him 80% of the time. This is crazy.
So he's working for free with Doge. He's kind of put a lot of his life on hold. And
he's working for free.
You sued Twitter a number of years ago. You just made him pay you $10 million?
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Well, I sued from long before he had it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they really
I know, right, Lucas? Like, this is like, might as well, right?
did a number on me, you know, and I sued, and they had to pay. They paid $10 million settlement.
Crazy.
You're okay with that?
I mean,
he got to be okay
with
with
the
it.
lawyers and you know the team running Twitter. So I said, you guys do what you think is the right. It makes sense.
I think it's fun.
I think it's a very low. I was looking to get much more money than that.
So you get
$10 million by suing X. He talking about it was low. I was looking to get more money. The president of the United States is talking about he wants more money. I cannot. I just can't.
gave him a discount when the
Not
law-
only the president, but allegedly a billionaire.
He got a he got a big discount. I don't think he even knows about it.
He's become one of your, if you read and believe the media, he's become one of your best friends. He's working for free for you.
Well, I love the president. I just want to be clear about that.
I don't care about that.
They talk about working for free. What do Elon need to work for money for? Like, come on. You're saying it like it's just so noble. You're working for the president for free. He's the richest person on earth. What the fuck?
I know. I love the
You love the president.
I think President Trump is a good man, and he's, you know.
It's nice the way he said that, you know? There's something nice about it.
Really
Oh
is.
my God. This is it's nice. Did he just pat him on the leg because he said Trump is a good man? There's something nice about it. Trump is so fucking old.
It's nice the way he said that, you know? There's something nice about it.
It really is.
He just love a compliment.
I mean, the president has been so unfairly attacked in the media.
Unfairly, please.
It's really outrageous. And I've at this point spent a lot of time with the president, and not once have I seen him do something that was mean or cruel or wrong.
Bro, he just said not once has he seen Trump do anything mean, cruel, or wrong. Fam, did we just forget about January 6th? Did we forget about him lying about the election? Did we forget about saying you're going to date a 10-year-old in 10 years? Did we forget about E. Jean Carroll? I mean, you didn't see that, to be fair, but he got convicted. I mean, not convicted. He was found liable. I'm sorry. Did we forget about the cats and dogs? Did we forget about lying about FEMA? Like, it's endless. It's so many things, and I can't get it all out, but we all know, like, he's done things, and whatever if we see it front facing, God knows what he does behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? And you're right, it's not free. Like, just because it's not like, here's your check for the work you're doing, but Elon's stock price went up. Elon's worth went up since he been in this fucking presidential race and won.
Not once.
You know, I've known him for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anybody take as much as he's taken.
Yeah.
And we've discussed this, and I'm like, how do you deal with it?
Did I have a choice?
Well, you would say that to me. I'm like, what am I
That's the
going
only
to do?
thing I can
Worry
say.
about it? And, you know, and then culminating in 2 assassination attempts, which resulted in your endorsement.
Well, I was going to do it anyway, but that was a
it.
precipitating event. Yeah.
That speeded it up a little bit?
Yeah.
The day of the
I
assassination.
didn't know that.
Yeah. It sped it up, but I was going to do it anyway.
Mr. President, with your indulgence, I'm convinced that people only know a little bit about Elon. I don't think they know everything about Elon, because as I studied for and prepared for this interview, I learned a lot about you that I didn't know. I think people will think about Tesla. Democrats are demonizing you and trying to make the country hate you. I just want people to understand you a little bit better, and the person that you've gotten to know and have now put a lot of trust in.
Yeah.
And, you know, just let's go over a little bit of your bio, starting with PayPal and how you became involved in Tesla and SpaceX and Neuralink and all
Take
these.
a while. I mean, you know, I think the way you think of me is like I'm a technologist, and I try to make technologies that improve the world and make life
show
better.
your shirt.
Yeah, and that's why I like my T-shirt says tech support, because I'm here to provide the president with technology support.
Spot on.
And now that may seem like, well, is that a silly thing? But actually, it's a very important thing, because the president will make these executive orders, which are very sensible and good for the country, but then they don't get implemented, you know?
Oh my God. You make all these executive orders that are sensible and good for the country. So, according to who, bro? If it's so good and important for the country, why the fuck won't he go through Congress to get shit passed? Doing all these executive orders, that is the weakest form of governing.
If you take, for example, all the funding for the migrant hotels, the president issued an executive order. Hey, we need to stop taking taxpayer money and paying for luxury hotels for illegal immigrants, which makes no sense. Like, so obviously, people do not want their tax dollars going to fund high-end hotels for illegals, and yet they were still doing that, even as late as last week. And so, you know, we went in there and we're like, this is in violation of the presidential executive order. It needs to stop. So what we're doing here is one of the biggest functions of the DOGE team is just making sure that the presidential executive orders are actually carried out. And this is
For you to, and it's just, this is just more egregious that Elon isn't an American. Like, that's what makes all of this more egregious, is that he's just sitting here pretending like he understands. I'm not saying he don't understand. I don't think he understands fully, but trying to like preach to Americans about what democracy is and literally has zero understanding of what it is. Y'all voted for a president, so everything he says is supposed to be right in the law. Like, come on. You didn't even accept that from Joe Biden. So why the fuck is it because you support somebody, every single thing that they say is what's right and what should be done? Fuck the Constitution, fuck Congress, fuck all that. Trump is the president, so everything he says should be implemented. Take that shit to the UK, bro. They do that monarchy shit. We don't do that shit. So for you to sit here and act like something is just gone awry and now everything Trump says is what's supposed to happen is some pure bullshit. And like I said, and him not being American, it just makes it so much more crazy.
Point. This is a very important thing, because the president is the elected representative of the people. So he's representing the will of the people. And if the bureaucracy is fighting the will of the people and preventing the president from implementing.
Yeah, and it's so, like you said, Lucas, it's so obvious. That is what's crazy about it too. It's like there's no hiding it, and it's everybody's like, yeah, MAGA. It's like, what? Not likely. I don't know why your chat didn't show up in the YouTube chat. I don't know why I see it, but that's weird. Yeah, and like he's trying to like, it's like Elon is trying to police the whole world or something. Like, who the fuck did he really thinks he's Tony Stark, bro?
People want, then what we live in is a bureaucracy and not a democracy.
Shut the fuck up.
You're both aware, you have to be keenly aware that the media and the punditry class, not that, I think you've proven they have no power anymore because they threw everything they had at you and they didn't win. And that was, the New York Times, Washington Post, 3 networks, every late night comedy show, 2 cable channels. They just threw everything, lawfare, weaponization.
Sure.
And now I see they want you two to start, they want a divorce. They want you two to start hating each other. And they try, President Elon Musk, for example. You do know that they're doing that to you.
Oh, I see it all the time. They tried it, then they stopped. That wasn't. They have many different things of hatred. Actually, Elon called me. He said, they're trying to drive us apart. I said, absolutely. They said, we have breaking news. Donald Trump has ceded control of the presidency
Fair point, Lucas.
to Elon Musk. President Musk will be attending a cabinet meeting tonight at 8 o'clock. And I say,
y'all laughing.
Be
Elon is the fucking president right now. Everything you do, it has to coincide with what Elon wants, bro. Like, stop. I don't care what you say. You're not calling the shots. You don't know what's happening. Elon doesn't know either, to be honest. Just throwing out stuff like, hey, everything's fraud because I don't like it. Like,
be attending a cabinet meeting tonight at 8 o'clock. And I say, it's just so obvious. They're so bad at it. I used to think they were good at it. They're actually bad at it, because if they were good at it, I'd never be president. Because I think nobody in history has ever gotten more bad publicity than me. I could do the greatest thing.
I hate how he says that as if it's like he's some victim, as if he doesn't engage in crazy activity. Like, you do the most unhinged shit, and then you be like, nobody's gotten as much bad publicity as me. Obviously.
I get 98% bad publicity. I could do, outside of you and a few of your very good friends, it's like the craziest thing. But you know what I have learned, Elon? The people are smart. They get it.
Yeah, they do, actually.
They get it. They really see what, Elon, the people are smart. They get it.
Oh, American.
Yeah, they do, actually.
They get it. They really see what's happening.
Yes.
And at the end of this interview, what I would like is I want people to know the relationship and know more about you. What is the relationship, Mr. President?
Well, I respect him. I've always respected him. I never knew that he was right on certain things, and I'm usually pretty good at this stuff. He did Starlink. He did things that were so advanced and nobody knew what the hell they were.
I just love this idea that simply because Elon has done a lot of stuff with tech, then he should be part of government. But they would be pissed if Bill Gates if this was Bill Gates, the right would be like, oh my God, they would be shit pissing and coming over everything in sight if Bill Gates was here. Like, if this was Bill Gates and not Elon Musk sitting next to fucking Kamala, they would lose their shit.
I can tell you in North Carolina, they had no communication. They were wiped out. Those people were, they had rivers in between. Land that never saw water, all of a sudden it was a river and a vicious, like rapids. People were dying all over. They had no communication. They said, Elon Musk. They didn't really know I knew him. I said, yeah. He said, could you get Starlink? It's like the first time I ever heard of it. I said, what's Starlink? A communication system. That's unbelievable.
I have it.
Yeah. And he said, I called him and I said, listen, they really need it. And he got like thousands of units of this communication, and it saved a lot of lives. He got it immediately, and you can't get it. I mean, you have to wait a long time to get it. But he got it to him immediately, and I said, that's pretty amazing, and I didn't even know he had it. We watched the rocket ships, and we watch Tesla. I think, something that...
What does any of that have to do with the government? Like, please enlighten me, Trump. What the fuck does Tesla and Starlink and all that shit have to do with being able to run a country or know what the fucking budget should be for Congress or trying to dictate it at that? And then being the right-hand man to the president, Elon has probably spent more time with Trump than J.D. Vance. Like, what the fuck?
That had an effect on me was when I saw the rocket ship come back and get grabbed like you grab a beautiful little baby. You grab your baby. Like you grabbed it like a baby. You grab a beautiful little baby. I bet you he wanted to say to grab a nice piece of ass. I bet you that's what he really wanted to say. First of all, what the fuck? Again,
He can make a rocket come and land. Look at Elon. He's like, yeah, stroke me even harder. He is so happy right now. Like, look what he's saying about me. It's like, what the fuck does any of that have to do with governing?
Tesla. I think, you know, something that had an effect on me was when I saw the rocket ship come back and get grabbed like you grab a beautiful little baby. You grab your baby.
You grab your baby. Of course, Nicole, of course you come at the fucking goofy ass part.
The rocket.
I've never seen.
Everyone, everything needs a hug, including rockets. You know?
No, but, and he said, you know, you can't really have a rocket program if you're going to dump $1 billion into the ocean every time you fly. You have to save it.
Right.
And he saved it. First time that I've ever seen that done. Now,
Facts,
nobody else can do
Shamalama.
it. If you look at the U.S., Russia, or China, they can't do it, and they won't be able to do it for a long time.
Wait, Elon is in the U.S. Why did he say
First
that?
time that I've ever seen that done. Now, nobody else can do it. If you look at the U.S., Russia, or China, they can't do it, and they won't be able to do it for a long time. He has the technology. So you learn, I wanted somebody really smart to work with me in terms of the country, a very important aspect. Because, I mean, he doesn't talk about it. He's actually a very good businessman. And when he talks about the executive orders, and this is probably true for all presidents, you write an executive order and you think it's done. You send it out. It doesn't get done. It doesn't get implemented. They don't implement it. Maybe they're from the last administration, and they are in some cases. You try and get them out as fast as you can. But I could, as soon as he said that, I said, you know, that's interesting. You write a beautiful executive and you sign it and you assume it's going to be done, but it's not. What he does is he takes it, and with his 100 geniuses, he's got some very brilliant young people working for him that dress much worse than him, actually.
Yeah,
they dress in just T-shirts. You wouldn't know they have 180 IQ.
Wait a minute. So what he's your tech support.
No, he is.
I actually
but
literally
he's
am
much
tech
more
support.
than that.
I actually am tech support, though. But that's,
He gets it done. He's a leader.
Yeah.
He really is. He gets it done. You get a lot of tech people, and you have people that are good with tech, but he gets it done. You know, I said in real estate, you had guys.
What?
I am tech support, though. But that's,
He gets it done. He's a leader.
Yeah.
He really is. He gets it done. You get a lot of tech people, and you have people that are good with tech, but he gets it done. You know, I said in real
Red
estate,
dragon on me. It's just like it's my turn to suck you off. No, you sucked me long enough. I got you. Let me suck. I'll suck you, and then you can suck me, and then I'll suck you twice as harder. It's like, bro, this shit is
guys that would draw beautiful renderings of a building, and they'd draw the rendering. It would be great, and you say, great. When are you starting? But they were never able to get it built. They couldn't get the financing. They couldn't get the approvals. It would never get done. And then you have other guys that are able to get it done. You know, they could just get it done.
He's not saying anything. Trump does not know words. Like, Trump's vocabulary is getting worse as he gets older, which is a symptom of getting older. For everybody to be all on Biden and his age, Biden was aging terribly. Yes, like, of course. But we can't sit here and act like Trump's age isn't showing. Like, they get it done. You know, tech, yeah, he knows what he's doing. He gets it done. You know, they know what they're doing. They get it done. Like, what the fuck? That's what y'all want y'all president to be up here saying?
In real estate, same thing in this. He gets it done.
And
so when he
orange.
said that, he said, you know, when you sign these executive orders, a lot of them don't get done. And
Gee, I have no idea.
And he would take that executive order that I'd sign, and he would have those people go to whatever agency it was. When are you doing it? Get it done. Get it done. And some guy that maybe didn't want to do it, all of a sudden he's signing. He just doesn't want to be bothered.
What the fuck is he talking
orders
about?
have to be codified into law? You need the Republican
Yeah,
Congress
and
to
they will
follow
be.
up.
A lot of them will be. Yeah.
No, they
Look,
won't.
In the meantime, we have 4 years.
No, they
the
won't.
beauty is we have 4 years. That's why I like doing it right at the beginning, because an executive order is great. I mean, the one problem, it's both good and bad, because when they did all these executive orders, I've canceled most of them. They were terrible. I mean, we're going to go radical left.
He's already not aging well. For him to want to be president is going to get worse.
Communist, okay, it was crazy there.
Who's a
For some,
communist?
They were terrible. I mean, we're going to go radical left communist, okay, it was crazy there.
Really crazy.
Executive orders were so bad. If they ever got them codified, you'd never be able to break them. So the damage that Biden has done to this country, and it's not even Biden, it's the people that circled him in the Oval Office, okay?
He got
But
some
the
nerve.
damage they did to this country, in terms of,
What
let's
damage?
say, open borders, you know, there's so many things, but open borders, where millions of people poured into our country, and hundreds of
The borders were never open.
thousands of those people are criminals. They're murderers. They're drug dealers. They're gang members. They're people from prisons from all over the world. And we have a great
Yeah, I think Tesla is on the decline, and that's the most successful thing he has had.
guy, Tom Homan, and he is doing so incredibly. You saw the numbers; they're now like 96%,
95%.
He is a phenomenal
What,
guy.
95%?
And
What?
Kristi Noem is doing an unbelievable job. And he wanted her. He said, she's so tough. And I said, I don't think of her as that way. You know, she's very nice. He said, no, she's so tough. And she is. I see her with the
Says the
horses.
criminal.
She's riding the horse.
You feel
Let's
me?
go. She's great. But the team we have is really unbelievable. But those executive orders, I sign them, and now they get passed on to him and his group and other people, and they're all getting done. We're getting them done.
Let me go back
But a lot of
little
them
bit to
didn't
your
get done because they were unconstitutional.
background, because it's
Sure.
Well, not a lot.
It's beyond
So
impressive. You were the chief engineer, for example. You were an early believer in Tesla. You became the CEO, and then the chief engineer, which was phenomenal. SpaceX, same thing, which is unbelievable. I mean, you were the first.
Elon definitely doesn't he really looks like the rich millionaire? Like was it Incredibles? What was the short? What's his name? Syndrome? Am I thinking about the right? What was the villain's name in Incredibles? The one that he did, the one that was jealous of Mr. Incredible. He wanted to, get back at him for how he did him when he was a kid and shit. Elon looks like the rich guy that's like wants to be the superhero, but is really evil as fuck and has selfish intentions and doesn't really give a fuck about people or understand them. What the fuck was his name in The Incredibles? The villain, the short guy. I want to say Syndrome, but I feel like that was like one of the heroes that got locked up or something. I don't remember.
Private company to send
Maybe it was
astronauts successfully into space.
Like, come on. He doesn't look like a good guy. I'm sorry. Like, the jokes write themselves. This is not the good guy in the story of America. It was Syndrome. Yeah, like, he gives that vibe. He has the lazy eye and everything. I kind of got a lazy eye too, but you know what I'm saying? But look at his is extreme. He's just not the good guy in this story at all. Didn't Trump say Hamas was using thousands of condoms in America making bombs? Yeah, I don't remember if they said they was making bombs, but I know he said we was sending billions. Well, the issue is he said we were sending it to Hamas, and that wasn't the case. But I think they did say something about bombs. Man, look, you never know with Trump. I'll believe, if it don't make sense, I'll believe Trump said it.
Private company to send astronauts into orbit.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep.
He's going to go into orbit soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, he's going to go to Mars.
Look at him,
He's
this stupid. Like he just has to compliment him at every. Oh, that was bogus.
That's pretty
That
deep.
every
He's going to
turn.
go into orbit soon.
Okay.
He's
No,
gonna go into
to
orbit.
Mars. He's gonna fly
Starlink.
on his-
At some point. Yeah.
Is in
I
over.
mean, they always ask me, like, do you want to die on Mars? And I say, well, yes, but not on impact.
Starlink is in 100 countries. This is going to be hard. I feel like I'm interviewing two brothers here.
You go ahead.
Star Shield, which could be used for national defense.
Yeah, it is already being used for national defense.
Then you have what is it called? Optimus, a part of Tesla.
The robot, yeah.
A robotic arm. Then you have an AI arm. And then you have something that really fascinated me, and it's called Neuralink.
Yes.
You might help.
Keep in mind, the right was always talking about COVID putting a chip in you and all this shit without your knowing and all this, and they're gonna put microchips in our brains. Meanwhile, Elon is actually right now finna talk about putting chips in people. Now he's saying it's to help, but I don't know how many people feel about getting a chip inserted in them to do something. I don't personally know how I would be that comfortable with it. DC Universe, yeah, the Penguin becomes the mayor of Gotham. What could possibly go wrong? You feel me? Like, that's literally what's happening right now. It feels like The Boys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The blind to see,
Yes.
and people with spinal cord injuries, that they can recover, where in the past, how close is that
Yeah.
to becoming a success?
Neuralink, we've implanted Neuralink in 3 patients so far.
Success.
Neuralink, we've implanted Neuralink in 3 patients so far who are quadriplegics, and it allows them to directly control their phone and computer just using their mind, just by thinking. It's like, so we call this product telepathy. So you control your computer and phone just by thinking, and it's possible to actually control the computer and phone faster than someone who has working hands.
no. No,
the
I don't
next step.
appreciate you, Iron Zodiac. Appreciate you, man. I don't even believe what the fuck he just said is possible. I don't see that as happening.
They control their phone and computer.
Josh.
Neuralink, we've implanted Neuralink in 3 patients so far who are quadriplegics, and it allows them to directly control their phone and computer just using their mind, just by thinking. It's
I don't
so we call
believe
this product telepathy. So you control your computer and phone just by thinking, and it's possible to actually control the computer and phone faster than someone who has working hands. Then the next step would be to add a second
Red Dragon, I'm not
Neuralink
sure if they
implant
did.
past the point where
I don't know.
the neuron's damaged, so that somebody can walk again,
think.
and so they can have full body functionality restored. And
you like Bobby, right?
I like Bobby, actually. Yeah, I think.
fuck is Bobby?
I supported Bobby Kennedy. I think he's unfairly maligned as someone who is anti-science, but I think he isn't. He just wants to question the science, which is the essence of the science.
You want to question the science. He wants to question settled science. Shit that's like settled and understood. He's not like exploring new things. He wants to. Why are they pretending as if science hasn't been questioned and this shit that he's talking about hasn't been studied? I'm not against vaccines. I'm against not all vaccines. I just wanted to make sure that the vaccines are safe. Bitch, they've been safe for 50 years. Vaccines don't need relitigation, bro. Nothing is happening to anybody that gets vaccines.
The scientific method fundamentally is about always questioning the science.
Well, they didn't tell us the truth about COVID.
Correct.
That's for sure.
Yes.
And we learned a lot with the Twitter files. And that just then raises a question. You're the richest man in the world. You may not like that part. You're pretty competitive.
It's neither here nor there.
I've
I
known
don't
you a
know if it
long time.
matters.
But
That looked like it legitimately bothers Trump. And if it did, that's crazy. He looks like he was legitimately upset at that statement. That might bother you. He's like, it was a joke, but I think that really bothered Trump. Look at his face when he said that. He didn't even have a comeback.
you may not like that part. You're pretty
It's
competitive.
neither here nor there.
I've
I
known
don't
you a
know if it
long time.
matters.
That's why.
But he's on your team.
President.
Well, that's true. He can't top that.
He's good. You know, I wanted to find somebody smarter than him. I searched all over. I just couldn't do it.
I
to
missed
find
On your team.
president.
You're pretty competitive. Question. You're the richest man in the world. You may not like that part. You're pretty
It's
competitive.
neither here nor there.
I've
I
known
don't
you a
know if it
long time.
matters.
Trump blew.
That's why.
But he's on your team.
President.
Well, that's
Look, he like, well, I'm president. His little soft ass ego. Oh my God. He's like, well, I'm president, you know? And he like, if I wasn't president, I'll be the richest man in the world. Oh my God. Oh, that hurt.
true. He can't top that.
He's good. You know, I wanted to find somebody smarter than him. I searched all over. I just
Hey, I
couldn't-
like that for Doge. Destroy our government entirely. Yes.
I couldn't.
You
I couldn't.
really tried hard.
I couldn't find anyone smarter, right? So we had it for the country.
But this is the thing.
We settled on this
Well,
guy.
thanks for having me.
Bro, I swear, they touching each other way too much.
I'm just trying to be.
I ain't never seen Trump this happy with Melania.
This is the interesting. This is where we are as a society, and I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to do it anyway. You're doing all of these things. Nobody at Doge gets paid a penny, correct?
Well, actually, some people are federal employees.
Some
they
are,
do-
okay.
Yeah,
They're helping.
But I think it's fair to say that the software engineers at Doge could be earning millions of dollars a year, and instead of earning a small fraction of that as federal employees.
Okay, so just
And they're very committed people.
so
Yes.
you're committed to helping the blind see, people with spinal cord injuries recover.
Yes.
You're committed to getting to Mars. You're committed to rescue. You're going to help rescue next month 2 astronauts that I think were abandoned. They dispute that in an interview.
When are you
At
gonna-
the president's request, or instruction, we are accelerating the return of the astronauts, which was postponed kind of to a ridiculous degree.
They got left in space.
They've been there. They were supposed to be there 8 days. They're there almost 300.
Biden.
They were put. Yes,
Talking
they
about
left-
Biden. Like, bro, now the astronauts that got stuck in space because of technical difficulties are stuck because of Biden. Are you kidding me, bro? Like, if that's the case, let's pin all these planes falling out the sky on Trump. No, like, Nobody's doing that in any serious manner. Like, nobody's actually blaming Trump for the planes, even though it's under his watch. Now, the astronauts that got stuck in space because Biden was president are stuck in space because of Biden. Give me a fucking break. And I saw this clip. Elon's finna fucking lie.
Up there for political reasons, which is not good.
Okay, it's not good. Now, if I had the weight of the pressure of doing that successfully on my shoulders, I think I'd be, but when we spoke before we did this interview, you are very confident. You think this will be a successful mission.
Well, we don't want to be complacent, but we have brought astronauts back from the space station many times before, and always with success. So as long as we're not complacent.
When are you going to launch?
I think it's about 4 weeks to bring them back.
About 4 weeks?
Yeah.
And
we're being extremely cautious. Yeah.
You now have the go-ahead.
Yes. Well, thanks to you.
They didn't have the go-ahead with Biden.
Yes, they did. It was already scheduled to bring them back. They're just lying, and I just hate this consistent amount of lying he could do, and nobody's ever gonna check this motherfucker. Because even with the when he was up there saying Zelensky started the war in Ukraine and he's a dictator, nobody's correcting this man. I don't give a fuck if he's a president. He's lying.
Leave him in space. I think he was going to leave him in space.
Yeah, yes, he was going to leave him in space, even though they were already scheduled to come back this year. They were already scheduled to come back this year.
It's like
He
when
considered
we were
it
growing
like-
up, lost in space.
Yeah, he didn't want the publicity. Can you believe it?
Oh my God, this
Unbelievable.
is.
And so,
Yeah.
Bro,
wanna
I don't even know
echo
why I do
something
this
that
to
the
myself.
president said, and then ask an overarching question. So, people get hit with Hurricane Helene. They have no communication with the outside world. You come to the rescue. You donated that, I
Yes,
believe.
yes.
Okay. You donated to the people
He saved a lot of lives
in
North Carolina. He saved a lot of
Nicole,
lives.
you got
and California after the wildfires.
California, but I mean, in North Carolina, where they were really in trouble, they had no communication. People were
Nothing.
dying. They were dying of starvation. He saved a lot of lives in North Carolina.
Shamalama, I didn't know that.
Now you're going to rescue astronauts.
I know, because SpaceX is supposed to be bringing them back, right? But you saying they canceled it because they was having issues. But But is SpaceX supposed to be bringing them back right now, though?
And now, and again, you do all of
He did
this.
nothing.
I would think liberals would love the fact that you have the biggest electric vehicle company in the world.
Yeah. I mean, I used to be adored by the left.
Not anymore.
Less so these.
Why would he say that as if like the left did something to him when you're the one that disowned your fucking child because they're trans and then turned around and supported a fucking criminal to be the president?
He killed that, huh?
I mean, less.
Yeah, F1, this is the first time I heard about Elon doing anything for Helene. And I'm not saying you're saying he didn't. I didn't hear nothing about that. And granted, you don't always have to publicize what you do for a charity, but I didn't know anything about that till just now.
I really didn't know.
Well, I mean, this whole sort of like, they call it like Trump derangement syndrome. And I didn't, you don't realize how real this is until like you can't reason with people. So like I was at a
Talk about it. You can't reason with people. Talk about it, Elon. Talk about it.
friend's birthday party in LA, just a birthday dinner. And it was like a nice, quiet dinner, and everyone was behaving normally. And then I happened to mention, this is before the election, like a month or two before,
Wow.
I happened to mention the president's name. And it was like they got shot with a dart
Making them pay is crazy.
in the jugular that contained like methamphetamine and rabies, okay? And they're like, wow. And I'm like, what is wrong? Like, guys, like, you can't have like a normal conversation.
Yeah.
And it's like,
It's hard talking to people like you because you live in fucking Mars for real. Maybe that's why you're so obsessed with it. You live on Mars, bro. Yes, it's hard to talk to you because you are detached from reality. Like, I just cannot wait for the fucking documentary. I just can't. The Donald Trump documentary is going.
It's like they become completely irrational.
He has no idea. But if you're friends with him,
Yeah.
you pay a price.
And that's what's crazy, F Wood. It's like people, I don't care. You cannot like Biden all you want, but he was effective. People just act like because they didn't see something tangible every day he was in office or whatever, and then having to deal with the blowback of COVID, they want to act like Biden was just sitting on his hands during his presidency, and he's gotten the most large scale legislation passed in modern history since in my lifetime. And not only that, it affected the normal, average, everyday person. And he did it in 4 years. He didn't even have 2 terms. Like, even if you're on the right and don't like Biden, he actually did things in his presidency. Like, you don't have to agree with not a single policy he did, but he got it passed through Congress. Multiple, on a large scale. Like, come on.
You know, it's like I walk in a restaurant in New York and it's like half the room it's daggers and they want to.
No, the eye daggers level is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like, I had like some invitation because so I got invited to like basically a big sort of damn event like that was, but it received the invitation like the beginning of last year, and I still attended even after I'd endorsed President Trump, and I didn't realize how profoundly that would affect how I was received. I mean,
Why the fuck wouldn't that change anything? You got invited before you endorsed Trump. It was a Democratic event, and you got side eyes. Fuck you expect?
I walk into the
Shouldn't
room
be
and I'm getting just the dirty looks from everyone.
Yes,
like,
and not only did you endorse Trump, you paid to get him. I'm not gonna say, you know what I mean when I say you paid to get him in office. He didn't pay to get him in office, but he did a lot of spending to help this man win the election. Y'all know what I mean.
Looks could kill.
And you're a fucking liar.
I would have been dead several times over.
But
You could have got them looks for just simply being a liar.
Like, there'd just be ashes on the floor.
BT. Before Trump, that never happened, right?
No.
Oh, that was it? Shit. Fucking weirdos, man.